Hi, welcome back. This time we're going to do a small segment from an international course where it's very important that we have the correct spacing. I'm going to go through this just to show you a little bit more of the techniques about how you can be using Clean Run Course Designer to assist you in getting the spacing and angulation. We're going to be using an international course from Foxy's website. There's quite a collection of courses here under Parkour. The one we're looking at is going to be out of the jumping catalog, and it would be this one right here, 10070. I brought this up into another window, and this is the course. The segment that I'm looking here that I would like to practice is the weave pole entry. So as you can see, I want to make sure I get both the tunnel and the potential wrong course right before the weave pole entries into this. So to do this, we use some of the techniques we mentioned in the first segment, which is we bring up Clean Run Course Designer. I need to be able to have this as a transparent window so I can see underneath. I use the program called Ghost It. And when I do this, you can now see the course below. So now I need to trace it, but I need to make sure the scaling is correct. I have a little bit of a challenge here that this particular course is almost off my screen. That's easily controlled by changing the size of the internet browser window. I do that now all my obstacles fit into my Clean Run Course Designer, and I need to be able to scale. When I look at my zoom, we're going to start off at 100%, and we have to do a little bit of trial and error. I like to use the tunnel and the trial and error. If I set it down, you can see it's much larger than the tunnel below it. What I'm trying to do is change my scaling until the tunnel width and openings are about the same. And then I will put in the weave poles and make sure the weave pole works. And once I have that, I can be fairly sure I have the correct spacing. I'm going to go down to 85%, and we'll see how that looks. At 85%, you can see I'm kind of close, but you can still see that the tunnel that I laid down is still slightly larger than the one below it. It means I need to scale down a little bit more, so I'm just going to zoom down a little bit more. And I know from some previous experience that 78% works quite well. At 78%, now you can see the width of the tunnel is basically the same, and the tunnel openings are the same. And when I lay it over, basically I do have a true overlay of underneath it. I'm going to bring up the weave poles and see how they fit. Remember, this is an FCI course. Weave pole spacing is 24 inches. So I lay these on top, and you can see my weave poles also agree very nicely with the course underneath it. So I'm fairly good that I have the correct scaling. I'm just going to drop in my jumps now. Make sure that I rotate them until they are on top of the jumps below them. And I can number, and then I'm done. Just a couple of quick notes that a reminder that the spacing or the width of the bar of the jumps and the wings are settable in Clean Run Course Designer. Also, jump 3 here is most likely an aqueduct, but in this particular case I'm just going to leave it as a regular bar, because what is critical for me in this practice session that I want to do is the weave pole entry. I can now unghost, and I'm ready to go. And there we go, there is my segments. And you can see the spacing here is quite tight. Like 5 feet off of the jump. Very interesting segment, can't wait to go try it. Thank you, and hope you enjoy learning how to test yourself.